Welcome to Spiritual Warrior TV and Podcasts, your go-to channel for everything related to spirituality, metaphysics, personal development, and well-being. I'm your host, Windsor and I'm on a journey myself, as a truth seeker and as an explorer, to discover and to share with you all the best tips, tools, and different approaches that contribute to nourish our souls, embrace our humanity, and help us incarnate the greatest and brightest expression of ourselves. Because when we become better versions of ourselves, we make this world a better place. Yeah. Yo,
Hey, there we go.
brother.
Did it.
Yeah, man. Growing the long ass beard. I like that, man.
Finally, I'm allowed to.
Yeah. Well, Beer for Jen came out not so long ago, so
I heard.
yeah.
Different time.
It's been a crazy year, man.
Yeah, pretty unbelievable.
Fuck,
look
where you
good.
at?
You look the same.
I know it.
Holy, that's awesome.
Look the same on the outside, though.
Right.
Completely
Of
changing
course.
the inside.
Deceiving.
Man, at first I used to edit a lot. Now I don't give a fuck. I'll make a mistake and I'll just like own it, man.
Perfect.
But yeah, man,
I feel
it's up to you. Like,
Yeah, we'll just keep it real.
we'll keep it fucking
Awesome.
real. 100%. Love it, man.
Yeah, same.
Yo, let me first give you a nice little introduction here. So for those who don't know you, basically my brother Kuinton Elliot here, he was born and raised in Windsor, Ontario, and he joined the infantry at 16. What was the regiment you were at, brother?
Essex and Kent Scottish.
There you go. I just couldn't remember that.
UK all day.
A couple of years later, man, you went to university and football. You were recruited there, and then you graduated in psychology, right?
Yep.
Got your psychology degree, and eventually left the military.
Yeah.
And man, here what you wrote is that you said you were meditating in your time as a soldier and as an athlete without even knowing it. So how did that look for you, man? Because I feel you on that note. It was kind of the same for me,
Yeah.
but I want to hear it from your words. How did that experience look for you?
You mean while I was in it?
Yeah.
Breathing. Well, I guess in the military, the part of it that I really focused at, or I guess I really gained an understanding later in life that, I was meditating the whole time, was when I met you.
Really?
Doing ceremonial guard.
Yeah, that's
You know,
it, brother.
exactly.
I remember that. I think it was back in 2013 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the audience that's here right now, me and Kuinton, we go way back. In 2013, we did ceremonial guard together in Ottawa.
Yeah.
It was fun times. I mean, ups and downs, but overall, I think like it was fun. Like I remember it. I look back at it and I'm like, yeah, it was like fun times. And
definitely good times.
Yeah.
Some shitty times, some really good times.
Yeah. I think like just standing still as a soldier, there's a lot of shit that goes through your mind, right?
That for hours.
Yeah. And also, but like the time in the field, like you're in contact with nature, you're out there.
Yeah.
And you don't realize why you feel good
Mm-hmm.
And it was later on, like years later, that I was like, man, okay, it was like, just grounding myself, because when you sleep there, you were like in contact with the ground, and you're just like grounding yourself, and that actually has a really like beneficial, there's a lot of beneficial things to it. I mean, there's like research being done on this, there's a science of grounding.
Finally.
Yeah.
It's
Finally.
exciting. Eh?
Yeah, there's a good documentary on that. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Erding.
I did, actually. My mom she sent it to me.
Awesome.
So now I'm actually trying out the grounding bed sheets.
Oh, yeah.
Wall, yeah.
How is that working for you?
To be honest, not that great.
No?
But I have a hard time sleeping. I still have insomnia. But I feel like you can feel it pulling everything out of you. And in some ways it makes you feel more awake. Makes you feel more awake at night, because you can feel, I guess, things leaving your body.
Wow.
So I'm going to continue to do it, and then eventually I think my body could get used to that feeling, and then I'll sleep even better. Because, yeah, even in that documentary, they bring up a lot of good points. And like you just said, we used to sleep right on the ground.
Yeah. No, for sure. And just when you go camping, you notice the difference. Dude, I don't know. For me, there's just something about sleeping in a tent, just like listening to the sounds of nature's. Wow, man. It's like we're meant to be, especially nowadays, man, with technology and everything moves at such a fast pace, I think. And it's it feels good to go back to the basics,
Completely. It's so powerful. Something so simple. It's completely transformational.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, man, tell me what was your experience? How did you experience your spiritual awakening? I don't really like using the word awakening so much, because I think it's been getting very trendy lately, like the woke culture, and I don't want to be associated to that.
Yeah.
But just how do you experience like your spiritual awareness? To put another word to that, I don't know.
How do I experience it?
Yeah, how did that happen for you in your life, that you realized that you came to new realizations, and you kind of opened that the third eye of yours? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I hear you, bro.
You hear me, man?
And I agree with you that nowadays it's a good thing in a I guess if good and bad are terms we're using. It's a good thing that more people feel that they are awakening and it's being talked about more. But yes, at the same time, there's now this new subculture where people are trying to benefit from, I guess, alluding to the idea that they can help guide people and for a certain price, or you have to do a certain thing in order to get to where they claim that they are. So,
right.
I'd like to start off by saying I feel super humbled by my awakening. And it's partially due to it stemming from what you could say was my rock bottom. So I left the military. I got out when I was 24. I stopped playing football. I graduated university. I tried out for the CFL. I pulled my leg in the tryout in the first drill we did.
Wow.
And so it didn't go as I thought. When I got out of the military, that didn't go as what I thought. It was actually after I don't know if you did 2 years or 1 year at CG.
I did 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember when that one of our brothers was shot?
Oh, Cirillo.
Yeah, Cirillo.
Yeah. So, no, for sure. I wasn't there that year, but I heard of it.
Yeah.
I heard of it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely. Being in the military community, for sure, I heard of it.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
I left the military shortly after that. I got out in 2015, but I had to fight to get out. I went through a lot of bullshit, and I'm sure you can attest to
Oh,
the things.
absolutely, man. I'm still till this day trying to get my release going, and it's
Wow.
been like what 2 years now that I've been trying to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's fucked.
because then after my time in infantry, I switched as an image tech,
Okay.
which I'm currently there now.
Okay.
But yeah, I've been trying to get out for 2 years now. It's crazy.
It,
The amount of bureaucracy and fuck, it's absolutely like stupid, man.
it's twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I left the military with going through all that. And then I was just like so angry. What was the point? I've I've done everything I was supposed to do. I was the best soldier I could be. I was the best student, athlete, son, civilian that I could be. I played the game. I went to school. And so when I left the military and I tried to apply for jobs, I graduated psychology. My goal was stay in the military, become an officer, and use my degree to help people with PTSD. But then I realized I'm suffering from so much still that I have to deal with in order to be able to do that. And then I realized doing that in the military is not the way to do it.
Okay.
No, because you're still working within that system. So you're not really going to be helping people.
Right.
So I applied to over 400 jobs. I was living in Toronto at the time. I didn't get any jobs, even with my military experience.
That's crazy.
Nuts. I ended up working in a parking lot for $12 an hour, part-time. And that was what the universe was reflecting back to me, that this is what I did all that to become. This is all that the society is telling me that I deserve. So I said, fuck this shit.
Absolutely.
I was living with my ex at the time in Toronto, and I thought we would be together, and I thought that we would start a family together, but that didn't happen either. We had an abortion, and that was my rock bottom. That was the beginning of my end, so to speak. My end of my sense of self I was deriving from my mind, from my thoughts, and the attached feelings. So I left North America. I said, fuck it all.
Where'd you go?
I went to Bali. And I
Oh
went to
shit, Bali. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I was interested in meditation, being such a student of psychology. And it's ever since I was a child, I've always been interested in like the fact that I can see that we're all the same. We all go through similar things in life: birth, drama, happiness,
Right.
pain, suffering, death. But what makes us all unique? And I felt like that was stemming from the mind. So that's why I took psychology in the first place. So as I was going through my breakup, I finally went to my first meditation class, something I had always wanted to do, but where I came from, Windsor, Ontario, there wasn't too much of this kind of stuff happening. And I realized even within my first session, it felt completely natural to me. So the more I would meditate and learn to meditate in this way, it was called Shambhala, in this way where you just sit in the moment with your eyes open and focus on your breath. And that's it. And if a thought arises, allow it. Don't try to suppress it.
Don't try to fight with it.
Yeah, don't fight it. Don't try to force it. Just let it be what it is going to be, and then let it go. So, yeah, I realized instantly, like, not even just mentally, my body was telling me all along in all of these practices with the military and as being an athlete, you have to be so focused on the moment that even if a thought
Absolutely.
does come up, even if it comes up, it's okay. You just simply let it go because you have to devote your focus completely to what you're doing in the moment.
And
Uh, Go ahead.
no, about that thing, that being in the moment, absolutely. And also a lot of militaries that have gone through like near death experiences, they said to experience something like, that there's not only that adrenaline rush, but there's just a million things going through your mind at that moment. And it's kind of like a crazy ass type of meditation in itself,
Yeah.
and
The
even through like
practice.
psychedelics, like
Yeah.
people that go through near death experiences. And I mean, you
Mm,
can achieve that through many ways. I
definitely.
don't think, like I always say, I don't think there's only one path in a spiritual journey, right? There are
Yeah.
just so many ways to reach wherever you want to reach.
Yes. Yeah. I agree completely. And you can make no mistakes along the way.
Exactly. Only lessons learned from, experiences.
Right. Which is what we're here for.
Yeah, I think once you realize that, it's just such a feeling of bliss and detachment from all the things we think are important.
Hmm.
And I often do this practice with myself whenever I get worried about something, and I think, oh fuck, this is such a big problem. And I look at myself from like a third person perspective. I'm like, okay, look at
Yeah.
yourself.
Your bigger self.
You're like this, and your problem is as small as you are, and it's a
Yeah.
little dot in this whole universe. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. That's a perfect practice, man. To zoom out and then see the bigger picture.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah,
still floating around the sun, a ball of fire, the perfect
absolutely, man.
distance away. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've I've um I've done a similar practice to you. Actually, the first time I smoked marijuana um, was in university and meditated. And again, I didn't realize that's what it was at the time. I thought, oh, I'm just super high. I went to this out of body experience. Um, that yeah, every single problem from the beginning to the end of humanity has been due to what we think and how that
Yeah.
differs from one another. We
Yeah. And I think like
created.
also patterns,
Yes.
because we think we're unpredictable, but in fact, we're very predictable
Yes.
in such a crazy way. And
So
I recently did like I designed a graphic showing like a human patterns
yeah.
and how we go from, you know, having this mindset of division, like us versus them,
Yep.
and that take leads us to like chaos, cancel culture, censorship, which then
Yep.
after all the drama hits this boiling point, we go
Mm-hmm.
back to realizing what's important. Okay, wait a second, like we're killing ourselves here. What are we doing? And then we go back to like a state of balance, and when we realize that unity is important and coming back together, and we remember love. And
Like to put that.
what's that?
I like the way you put that. I feel like it's very accurate.
Yeah, and once we remember love,
Mm.
thing is like a lot of us, I would say like most of us suffer from an amnesia. We come back to forgetting, you know?
Yes. We are gods and goddesses with amnesia.
Yeah. That's it. And then we start repeating that same pattern, which is we go back again to a divisive worldview where we see like, oh, it's the white against the black, the rich versus the poor,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think we can change the pattern?
I absolutely think we can change the
Yeah.
pattern. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
Uh, Neither I'm saying it's the hardest thing ever,
Hmm.
but I think it's just a matter of peeling layers
Right.
and gaining more awareness. Pretty much, that I think that's how our soul expands. Yeah. What do you think the world needs in this moment? Because obviously, like we've been going through a lot of shit, collective shit,
Yes. Shared.
and
Shared shit.
shared shit for sure, man. Like only this week I felt like, and I haven't shared a post in so long. I haven't shared anything social media. I've been like, drawn away from it
Same.
because inside myself I was feeling like, you know, my own shit and the collective shit. And I felt like I was, getting into like this depressed state of mind, and I'm for sure not the only one at this time.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I
Def-
just. But
you're
today I was like, you know what? I woke up, I felt fresh, good. I'm gonna be talking to, my brother Quinton. I haven't spoken to
yeah.
him in fucking ages. So
Oh man.
I feel so good today, and
Same.
good thing because I'm sharing stuff, and yeah, there you go.
That's reciprocated for sure. Uh,
Thanks, man.
what do I think we need right now is the only thing that we have ever needed, which is, like you said, love. In its in its fullest definition, in the biggest picture of what that is, which is the universe we're finding ourselves living in already. So what we need, we already have. We just, some of us, I guess, are still waking up to that
Yeah.
realization, or to that version of themselves where they would remember.
Hmm. Uh, Absolutely. And what do you think is the best way for people to remember? That's
Like
a
you
deep
said,
question. That's a deep question. I
it
know.
is. It is. But you said it earlier again. All paths are valid.
Bam. Okay.
So I could sit here and look from my own perspective and what do I think and what works best for me. But I know that we are all unique.
Hmm. I
I
like that.
would say universally, looking within,
For sure.
that yeah, that's where you find the truth.
Yeah, especially the truth. That's a big question. Like because I consider myself a truth seeker. I don't stop at any labels because I know lately there's been a lot of labels like, oh, like conspiracy theorists, especially. That's the like, to me, that's like the new witch.
Yeah.
It's such a like,
Seriously,
yeah.
hey.
You know what happened back then, right? With the label witch.
Yeah.
You know the
Me,
rest of the story.
right. My mom and I were just talking about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's not a coincidence.
Oh no, it's not, man. What do you think about that?
We're still learning. Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to crucify people and we
Mhm.
used to burn them and decapitate them and do all the worst things that we're capable of
Right.
because of our fear of the unknown.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. And today, crucified looks like, censorship, like canceling.
Yeah, we're suffering, I guess, still so much oppression. You just talked about our what was the word? We are predictable.
Yep.
Well, I when I say they, I I don't want to push a gap between you and me, us, and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
But there have been people who have devoted their lives to manipulate the masses
Yeah, I agree, man.
completely
100%.
consciously. Yeah. So, well, I apologize. I'm cooking. Got my niece and nephew coming over.
It's all
So,
good, man. It's all good.
um,
We all gotta eat,
yeah,
huh?
you gotta eat,
Yeah.
bro.
Still in
The
3D here,
soul
man.
too. I don't remember where I was gonna go with that one.
Now, yeah. So you were saying that you didn't want to put address these people that have been like trying to manipulate and control as like them.
Yeah,
Don't want to
yeah,
create that separation.
yeah.
And I get you on that part, man, because I think it's very challenging to speak about people that are actually not, that do not have our best in their best intentions in mind,
Mm,
because we also at one point, and at least I can speak for me, I've also been trapped into that same state of level of consciousness where I somehow try to manipulate someone, or into
yeah.
something. And I think like with the time you also learn, you evolve. And of course I think also that these beings, whoever they are, like the ones who are in control of the Federal Reserve,
I feel you.
they're also learning as much as we are. Like their souls are evolving as well
Yes.
at some level. I don't know. There's so much shit out there that I don't know. So I'm just going to put myself in that position where I don't know. But I think it's also like ridiculous to dismiss any information just because it's been labeled by whoever, fact checkers or whatever, as okay, conspiracy theory or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that creates a limitation in people to go and seek for further, knowledge.
Mm.
It's a great handicap, I think.
It's a great handicap, you said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to to create those limitations in their heads, like saying, "Oh, yeah, it's a conspiracy theory." Yeah, but have you actually checked? Have you actually been down the rabbit hole and
Walked the path.
exactly,
Yeah. So again, I would say to that uh, point, because definitely now more than ever, people are more confused than they've ever been,
Yeah.
than we have ever been, because there's so much being said back and forth. That if you're somebody who is feeling like they need to find the truth for themselves to figure that out, again, the only being who can hold your answers for you is yourself. So
Absolutely.
even in terms of like, so when I left North America, I wanted to go and become a monk in Tibet. And I wanted to forget about English. I wanted to forget about religion, everything I was brought up believing in and holding as the truth. Forget it
Right.
all. But I realized even that I don't have to be in Tibet. I don't have to cut my hair off and follow their ways in order for me to find that place I want to get to within myself.
Right.
Because time and space are both an illusion, just like the separation between you and I. So I would say, forget the internet, forget posting on social media, like you said. It serves a purpose, and yes, I can see even myself in the future. I will turn back to those mediums to hopefully help share some of the truth that I have found within myself.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, I 100% agree that, and I think it's important, to each one of us share our own truth, share what's in our souls, because that's the way
Yeah.
our souls expand, and that's the way we learn from each other as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
if we keep denying any information that comes to us, instead of looking at it, yeah, for sure you can look at any information in a skeptical way, and I even encourage people to be skeptical about it, but also keep an open mind, because
Yeah.
whatever we think it's true today, like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, our whole paradigms can shift.
Yeah.
I think you and I both know this, because as a soldier too, man, back in my time in infantry, I was like, man, I had such a different mindset and such a different worldview. And I look at myself today, I'm like, wow, I've come so far,
Yeah.
and yet I'm still walking in a path. Like, I think this journey goes on like forever.
Yeah, it's a long road, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Whoa. Yeah, dude, I feel you on that.
And
Like,
I think the more we prevent ourselves from expressing our truth, or without fear of judgment or anything, we kind of like constricting our soul in a tight space.
yeah,
And our soul is looking to expand, and you're like, yeah, no, but I can't. But what are they going to say? And we're thinking about judgments and all of this, like all our limiting beliefs are keeping us in that box. And our soul is like, yeah, well, I don't give a fuck. I want to expand,
exactly. I am life. I have no limits.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with you too. The same tactics that they pulled on us in the military to get us to think a certain way, act a certain way, believe certain things, even like, why are we going to Afghanistan in the first place? It's the same tactics that these people or forces pull to get us to self-police one another, judge one another,
Oh yeah.
compete. Like
the
this
mindset of competition right there. That's
right. Like,
so crazy when I think about it now. Like today, the new me thinks about that, and yeah, who are we competing against?
exactly.
Then,
And for what?
No, absolutely. And I think there's a big conditioning that happens on different levels in a institution in general. Well, the military is also part of the system, right? The institution.
Oh yeah, they go hand in hand.
And big part of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, we've been conditioned to like, okay, everyone's the same. If you're different, you get like rejected right away. No, you can't be different. You got to be a good soldier. Follow.
Be the gray man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Don't let anybody notice you. Don't have an opinion.
Don't have an opinion. Be the gray. Exactly. All of this. And, I think it's a conditioning, but also a dehumanizing process where, we're kind of get disconnected from our humanity.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, you're a rank, or you're a, when they refer to troops as bodies,
They literally.
hey, I need more bodies in here. Like you
Right. They literally
you're
were,
like,
yeah.
you remember
They
that, right?
literally say that. God, on a good day, they'd say
On
that.
a good day, yeah. The other stuff, it's gonna be censored right now. If I say,
Right. You couldn't even say it.
yeah.
It's just, yeah. I was just thinking back. There was this one dude, he was a warrant when we were up at CG. I don't know if you were there that year or not. Just a short dude. He claimed he was working with the special forces, but whatever. And he started bitching at us on the parade square one day.
Oh yeah.
He went off. Oh my God.
And
Yeah.
that's they're into that game, and
Yeah. And you just have to sit there and don't say a fucking word. Wow.
yeah. But when, like, I get what you're saying, man. When I was there too, at one point I was like, yeah, this is like normal. But then as you got more time in, you start thinking more and asking yourself more questions, and really like why are we doing all this?
For real.
It's like,
Yeah.
and you look at it and it's all connected. Like our I don't know if you've seen the documentary Thrive.
No.
Oh man, you should check that out. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send
All
you the
right.
link. But basically, he talks about, well, about a bunch of shit. I can't, like, it literally, it's gonna take me like 5 episodes to talk about it. But so I'll leave that for another time. But
Yeah.
one of the thing he mentions that I find is very interesting to look at is he talks about 13 different aspects of the way our society is built. So he talks about health, spirituality, education, infrastructure, arts, economy, environment, governments, justice, media, relations, science, and worldview. And all those 13 areas
Shit.
are all connected,
Yeah.
and even arts, man. At first I was like, yeah, what does arts has to do with this? But
Yeah.
then I thought about it, like through music, there's so much brainwashing that you can do through music. It's unbelievable. And yet so many positive messages too that you can send through music.
Yes.
And I think about it, like the music that I listened to back when I was like young me, like 14, 15.
Mm-hmm.
I go back and listen to the lyrics, like, yeah, no wonder why I used to get in shit all the time. And you know,
Yeah, dude.
because
Subliminal messaging.
absolutely, man.
Yeah. Yeah. They have done their absolute best to inflict us with as much distraction as possible. Yeah.
And I like the fact that you're doing music now, and
Thank you, bro.
listening to some of your stuff. I really love it, man, because that's really a people underestimate the power of art, but it's
Yeah.
such a powerful thing to shift a whole society. Just look at the
Yeah.
Beatles, man.
Seriously. You know, you're re-inspiring me right now because like you lately, I've had to, well, I'll just say flat out, I got my pension for the military, but I went back, and when I got out, just like you, I had to fight to get out. So when I finally got released, I just signed the paperwork, handed in my kit, and fucking left. But now I'm finally getting like the support that I should have gotten in the first place, which as a reservist, they don't really tell you about, which is a whole nother topic. But so I found out I have PTSD and major depressive disorder. So lately I've just kind of been allowing it to move itself through me. Like you said, peeling layers back. Well, I've let go of all my layers. Some of them have taken longer than others to let go of their grip on me. But yeah, I've always felt, even as a kid, that there's something most people are missing about music, that universal language. It's not just something you dance to or something that makes you feel a certain way. It's so much more powerful than words could ever describe.
Oh yeah.
So thank you.
Oh, for sure.
I
My
now
pleasure,
see.
brother.
I see now that like you, I used to carry a rifle, and I put my country on my shoulder because I thought I was doing something to help the world. And now I see that I can do so much more with a guitar. It's so simple.
Yeah. And on my on my side, I can do so much more with the camera in my hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're capturing moments and creating them.
Absolutely. Right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Good for you too, man. And I hope to see more from you, from your music, your sound. And there's something deeper about sound. Like, I don't know, for some reason, I'm attracting a lot of people around me who's working with sound, as in, like, I don't know if you heard of like sound healing before, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that, and I have a gong at home. I have a bunch of like instruments myself, and
Yeah.
and
Awesome.
I feel that I haven't been sharing enough of like music, but I'm gonna start doing that. It's just like I'm trying to do one thing at a time. I'm trying to push like
You're
everywhere
busy.
at once. So yeah, but
That's good too.
you just inspired me too to get back to music.
Awesome. We
Yeah.
can anytime you want, man. Hit me up.
What's that?
We can jam virtually anytime you want.
For sure, my man.
Good.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm taking your word for it, man. It's happening.
Awesome. We can do some stuff with the camera too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, man. If you need any help setting up the camera or whatever.
Sweet. I don't know if you knew I was a model.
Oh yeah, that too. I even forgot to mention that. Yeah. So
yeah, we can make some shit happen, bro. Big time.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I mean, you filling me in with so much information now, like, because we haven't spoken in like so long.
Yeah, I'm surprised you knew that much about me already. That's awesome.
I gotta see what's up with you, man.
It's been some years.
Yeah, definitely, brother. Is there?
Go ahead.
No, fuck it. Just yeah, I lost my train of thought on that one. Yeah. So, but tell me, what was it you were saying?
I wasn't going to say much. I was just going to say, next scene, you got plants in there.
Oh yeah, I'm growing. Shit, I'm growing some kale here.
Oh, awesome.
Some
healthy
basil. I'm growing tomatoes over there. This is like peppers. I'm growing my own stuff at home. You know.
That's the way to do it, for real.
Yeah, I got like cucumbers, tomatoes, kale, dill, beets.
Dude, you're killing it.
Yeah, bunch of shit, a bunch of stuff, and broccoli too. Yeah, broccoli.
That's fucking sweet.
Eventually, when I move into a bigger space, this is what I want to do. You know, grow my own stuff, and
same here.
The more independent that we can be from the system, the more we're also going to be in a relationship, not of dependence, but more like equality. Like,
yes, you'll bring a fuller version
like
of yourself.
Cooperation. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we have so much like poverty and stuff, because a lot of people depend from the system.
Yeah.
To feed them, to bring them abundance in all areas in general.
They've made us think that that's the only way that you can And so many people, I was going to say, that's another good thing we pulled away from the military, is that it taught us we can do more than we think we can do, collectively and individually. But a lot of people that didn't get that experience, they don't see any other way of conducting themselves in life. No, I got to have a job and I got to go there for at least 40 hours a week so I can have enough money so I can fill my fridge and have a place to lay my head. And then I have no energy at the end of the day to do anything else. So that must be the only way.
Yeah, it's crazy, but hey, man, we're all like been conditioned to believe like that. Yeah, it's the only way. But when we start, I think abundance comes the moment we start just expressing the abundance of our own spirit. And when we are, because when we are expressing that the abundance from our own spirit, or what I mean by that is like being aligned with, first of all, your being, and then what you do, your activity, it's an extension of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
However you feel like expressing it, whether that is music, writing, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then that's where you're going to bring the most abundance, because that's, you're aligning yourself to basically your higher self.
Yeah. I like the way you put it. It will flow effortlessly and abundantly.
That's it.
The more in line you are.
Effortlessly. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's something that I forgot to add, but yeah. Yeah, because we think we have to like push and hustle. And there's a big culture in a lot of entrepreneurs. They were like, oh, the less you sleep, the better. And it seemed like it's something cool.
Yeah, even Elon Musk, he has this platform in life where he has influence over so many others, and he's choosing to spread that same message. Just work your fucking ass off. Don't sleep.
I mean,
don't live a healthy life.
That's the best way to burn yourself out before 30.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have all these people dying around the world from exhaustion.
Stress, depression. Man. Stress is the number one killer. Yeah.
Stress. Life has never been easier for a human being in terms of the biggest picture. And yet, we're defeating ourselves by listening to everyone around us. Because we see the same people that are telling us, oh, you got to strive, work hard, are showing us what's the prize at the end of all that. And what does it look like always? Huge amounts of money and social status. And it's all garbage.
I mean, money it's a tool. Don't get me wrong. It's good to have money.
We do need it.
We do need it for sure. But yeah, it's absolutely money without without the level of consciousness that comes with it, without the other things, without love,
right.
It's pretty much useless. It's just like it's just like having any other tool. Like you have an axe. You can use it to build stuff, or you can use it to harm others. But that's I mean, money is not the evil. Our consciousness, the level of consciousness that we're operating from, is what does all the damage that we're doing to our planet and all the things that you see that are fucked up with our planet, basically.
The level of consciousness.
Because money, if I had a lot of money, then
then you could help
you can help more people. I can reach more people, help more people, and change lives.
I agree completely. I guess I was just saying with in terms of that being the reward.
Yeah. No, I get what you were saying, though. I get what you
Yeah,
were saying.
yeah,
I just wanted to like clarify that thing for the audience.
yeah. I'm happy you did actually.
Yeah, because I don't know. I felt it was necessary to do it.
I actually, yeah. You know what? I agree completely. I'll even extend it a little bit further. I used
Go
to hate
ahead,
money.
man.
I used to absolutely hate it. I grew up really, really poor,
Yeah,
and all my ancestors very, very poor. So like, it wasn't a me versus them thing, but I just, even from a childhood, it was like, it doesn't make sense that some people in this life suffer and some people in this life thrive only because of this one thing
piece of
that we,
paper. Yeah.
this piece of paper. So I used to reject it. And anytime, even when I was in the military, we got paid like decent. I would not hold on to it. I would always give it away. I bought a couple cars. I bought a motorcycle.
Oh
Gave
yeah, I
them away.
remember that motorcycles. A
Yeah,
bunch
you
of
remember?
people, but motorcycles that year.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
wild year, man.
Yeah.
So I've learned, yeah, don't um, to not think of it as good or evil, because I thought it was evil. I rejected it, and then I suffered even more from it. So then I rejected it even more, and it was just a cycle. So I've changed my relationship to it, and it
And
has changed its
man,
relationship
I
with
like
me.
what you're saying there because for me it was the same. I used to think like, it's the rich. Again, I was in this divisive mindset. Oh, it's all these rich bastards that are doing all this to us, and
Yeah,
yeah, and I used to have that mentality about money
yeah.
until I also switched my relationship with money. Like, yeah, okay, wait a second,
Congrats.
money is neutral in itself. Money in itself is just an exchange tool. It could be I don't know, anything. It could be like a book or any other tool, a
Yeah,
rock, but we use money.
right.
So that, like, I'm not saying it's the best
So,
way to drive an economy, but I'm saying it's what we have now today. So
yeah, we've had it for a while.
yeah,
Oh,
and that would be cool to change, like, in in regards to changing our ways of you know not using money anymore. But for now, it's what we have as a tool
yeah,
for one type of abundance. Because this is something I have to specify as well, because abundance can come in many ways. See, we seems like we've associated the definition of abundance to just money, when in reality, abundance can be opportunities. You know, it can be the next person you meet that leads you to something that you never thought was possible, and like, oh shit, that's abundance.
you got me sweating, bro.
Abundance of love, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
all of these,
agree
they're
completely.
types of abundance.
Yeah, and actually, in fact, when I think of the word abundance, I think of it in terms of not even the little things here on Earth, but the entire universe surrounding us,
Mm.
thriving with, bursting with pure energy, which is all we
Yeah,
are.
that's what it is. Because really, money,
All it is.
money, it's an energy.
It is.
If you think about it, it's an
Yeah.
energy. And I don't know if you've seen Bashar.
No.
Check him out. This is really, it's a
I'll write this
guy
one
named
down.
Daryl Anka, and he channels this entity called Bashar.
Bashar.
It's Bashar.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of the things he says, they make a lot of sense to me. But
Yeah.
one of the things he says about abundance, and this is his definition of abundance, which I think is fabulous and yet so simple, which is the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I like it, but it reminds me of the word freedom.
Well, see, freedom to me, it's one type of abundance. You know, when you have
Yeah,
freedom, the more
that
freedom you
is
have, the you know,
for sure. The abundance is like the umbrella term, and freedom could fit underneath it.
right?
It's one type of abundance.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you could put it
yeah, I
that
like
way.
that.
Yeah, because what money brings one type of freedom,
Mhm.
just like financial freedom.
Right. Let go of the stress.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then being able to use your time exactly how you want to.
Right.
Yeah, and having your energy. Yeah, it's all connected.
My brother, man. Fuck.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Yeah. Let me go to my last question that I have for you, because I haven't really planned any questions or anything. There's just one question that I always
Perfect.
ask.
Perfect.
And yeah, I wanted to do this on the flow, like with you, man.
I fucking dig it, man.
Yeah,
Keep it real.
absolutely. I felt it, man. For this one, I was like, yeah, Quentin, man, this is gonna be full flow with you.
Much respect, man.
Yeah, but just this one question:
Yeah.
what What do you think is the best way? Well, what's your best tip to make this world a better place?
Ooh. What do I think is the best way, or what's the best tip
What's your best tip
to make the world a better
to make
place?
this world a better place?
For us all to remember the truth of ourselves and where it is we find ourselves living. So some of us feel like we're living in hell, and that's perfectly valid. A few of us might feel like we're living in heaven, and that's perfectly valid. And I would say the truth is that simultaneously you could dip into either or. Every one of us, every moment of the day, which is an illusion in the first place, because it's all just one constant unfolding miracle since the beginning of this universe. Some call it the Big Bang. Some say it was a divine creator. Either way, it's a miracle, and we are an extension of it. So I would say we would all have to remember and then teach it. Teach the truth to the next generation. Because it takes all of us.
Because it takes what?
It takes all of us to create heaven, to be it, to be that universe expressing itself back and forth to one another.
That's it, my man. That's it. We are the universe experiencing itself at an individual level through consciousness.
Boom!
Boom. Fuck. That was really good, man. That was really good. And
thank you.
Yeah, going back to that.
Okay.
What you said at the beginning. I'm trying to remember that part. Because I had an idea on that. I had a thought on that. Jesus, what was it that you said first? You remember that?
First to your question?
To remember a true. Oh yeah, because you were talking about heaven and hell.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a quote. I can't remember who said this, but they said heaven or hell, both. It could apply to both. Is a state of being, and not a physical place.
Yeah.
So it's just like a what I can remember if it was a state of being or a mind state, which both can be accurate for me.
Yeah, they're similar. Very
Yeah.
similar.
And no, absolutely. And now we know through like quantum physics that we also create our own reality.
Very, very seriously.
There's been a study actually done where
The Matrix is not a movie.
oh yeah right, where we can like and we're starting to grasp that concept of like we can create our own reality. Like absolutely.
In more ways than have ever been taught.
That's it. Through our thoughts and like I said, there was a study done with some type of like I think it was some quantum computers where there were numbers appearing, and when a person thought of a number, like let's say the person thought of a number one, then the number one will always appear more often.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy. I'm trying to remember where I read this because I read so many stuff that I confuse like the sources and where I got this from.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to find the source, but
Fair
yeah.
enough. I've heard some similar studies, and yeah, with my nerding out in the world of consciousness and psychology and all the wonders of the universe. Yeah, it's becoming more and more undeniable how limitless we truly are. All of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, my man. Well, brother, fuck, it was such an honor to have you here, man.
I fucking appreciate being here.
And I don't know, is there something I forgot to mention that you wanted to add?
Is there?
You tell me, man.
Well, I was going to ask you, what would you have said? The last question you asked me, how would you answer? What's the one?
To make this world a better place?
Yes.
I would say two things. One is definitely love. And I know it sounds cliche. I know for many people it would be like, you know, that's a very kind of hippie thing to say. But
those people aren't embodying love. And that's why they probably say that.
Right. And I'm not saying I'm fully embodying it as well, but I know that is one truth that to me is like the only truth that I can be certain of is that, you know.
Yeah. Congrats, man.
And I will say also to embody more of our truth. Because when we embody more of our truth, we give the courage to others to speak out their truth. And regardless whether like because I say my truth because it's where I'm at in my journey.
Yeah.
Right? The things that I've, you know, come up to, the realizations that I've come up till this day. And that's constantly changing as well.
Yeah.
You know, as I go, I learn more stuff, and that's how we evolve, right? Saying that I've never changed will scare me. Actually, that'll just mean
what
that
you've been doing
exactly. You know, like what have been? Maybe I haven't changed physically, like I said at the beginning, but
yeah,
you know, there's a lot of things that I learned with the years. And yeah, so I would say those two things: truth and love.
Good answer.
Yo.
Wild.
Brother, I think on that note, man,
Drop the mic.
I'm gonna drop the mic and say much love to you, bud. And I wish you all the best in everything that you're doing with your music, whatever that is that you want to do, but mostly on your beingness, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it more than I can express, and I look forward to talking again.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you haven't done this yet, go get yourself a copy of my free ebook, The Thrive Method, a 6-step guide to naturally align yourself with your life mission, regain your power, and fully thrive, on my website, renzoruizhas.com. I'll put the link in the description below for you to check it out. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Spiritual Warrior TV, and to follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Renzo Ruiz Has. I want to express once again my biggest gratitude for your support, and see you on the next episode. Much love.